Alright, demigods, where you guys at? We got the Camp Half-Blood t-shirt on. We have our casting news for Percy Jackson and the Olympians on Disney+. And I'm honestly really thrilled with the casting announcement, specifically Walker Scobell as Percy Jackson. I think this kid is great. If you haven't seen The Adam Project, I'd suggest you watch it. It's a pretty good little film. Ryan Reynolds is sharp and funny as ever. But what really impressed me was Walker Scobell in that film. Not only did he manage to capture the energy and charisma of Ryan Reynolds, but the energy he brought to the character was very much in line of Percy Jackson. I mean, our introductory scene to Walker's character in The Adam Project is pretty much ripped from the Percy Jackson books. He very much gives the energy of Percy Jackson in that scene because he's being bullied by these guys, and he's just smart-mouthing them, and it's so good. The fact that he is cast as Percy is just so exciting to me, especially since he is a fan. Like, he has a Camp Half-Blood t-shirt, he's read the book so many times, and I love that for him. I love the fact that he's such a massive fan of Percy Jackson, and he's now been cast as Percy, and the fact that he's pretty much going to be perfect casting, I love it. I love it so much. Granted, he has blonde hair, and I don't think they will dye it. They might give him a wig, but if not, I'm fine with a blonde Percy Jackson since it fits in his nature. Because obviously, sandy hair, him walking along the beach, sand, sea, Poseidon, ocean, it kind of makes sense, gives Percy that sort of surfer dude aesthetic. And then you've got Aryan Simhadri as Grover Underwood, and overall, I'm happy with it. I don't mind it. I haven't seen anything he's been in, but I'm sure he will fit the role. He looks like he'd fit the role. I'm also not opposed to the fact that Grover is a person of color, seeing as how Brandon T. Jackson played him in the Lightning Thief movie, and I loved him as Grover, and obviously Grover in the books is described to be as white, but I really don't mind the fact that they race-bent Grover, because I'm used to it, and also he just seems like he will fit the role very well. But the one that has supposedly caused the most controversy is Leah Jefferies as Annabeth Chase. And granted, there is a slight adjustment period I will have to make in terms of Annabeth in the books is very much described to be a white person with blonde hair and grey eyes. And so mentally, I've always imagined Annabeth to look like that for years and years. But at the end of the day, if you look at pictures of her, she very much looks like she gives off the vibe and energy of Annabeth, and so I can't complain. Also, you can't complain because Rick Riordan was heavily involved in casting her. So the argument of, oh, it's not what the author would have wanted is stupid because Rick very much wanted this. The other day, he released a statement basically slamming anyone who disliked the Annabeth casting. He literally said, if you don't like the casting, blame me because I picked her. But don't say it goes against my authorial intent because I picked her. And I really respect him for his statement because, yes, it's true, he's the author. If he thinks she fits the role, then she fits the role. And look, for all we know, the show could be a steaming pile of crap, but we can't say that yet because it hasn't even been shot. We haven't seen anything from it. The only thing we have is the cast, and so far, I like the casting of the cast. I mean, sure, yeah, Annabeth isn't a white girl with blonde hair, blah, 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 blah. I understand that. I do. I've grown up with these books. I've read Annabeth's description 100 times. I envision Annabeth in my head to be a blonde-haired, grey-eyed white girl. But I'm fine with the casting because Rick's happy with the casting. Also, Alexandra Daddario didn't have blonde hair in the Lightning Thief film. She had brown hair. I mean, in that film, she's kind of like an amalgamation of Clarice and Annabeth, but yeah, they fix it in the second film, but at the end of the day, it didn't matter because I liked Daddario's Annabeth in the Lightning Thief film. But overall, I'm happy with the casting of the show so far, particularly with Walker Scobell because I think that kid is awesome, and the fact that he's like a massive Percy Jackson fan, and the fact that he's a great actor too, just, that kid is great. Like, if you haven't seen the video where he basically quotes the beginning of Deadpool 2, word for word, this kid is great, and I think he's just going to absolutely nail it as Percy Jackson. But those are my thoughts on the Percy Jackson casting. What are yours? Do you like the casting? Do you dislike the casting? Please be respectful, and don't send any hate towards Leah Jefferies, because, like, she's a kid who is probably incredibly excited to be cast in something like this. Don't go around bullying children. You're most probably an adult, or at least in your late teens if you're watching this video, so please just be respectful for this casting. If you don't like it, that's fine, but still. Like, subscribe, follow me on social media, all that good stuff, and until we meet again, I'll see you guys next time.